Hey guys, I had a moment today I wanted to share with you, and I am using a filter. I just wanted to let you know. Uh, I really believe in being super authentic, but the lighting is terrible. I'm actually sitting in my truck. This is a very off the cuff kind of video, but I wanted to share something with you very quickly that hit me today, and I think it's a really good point. As I've been kind of working through some situations lately where I'm feeling like, okay, what parts of my personality are who I am versus parts that are learned versus parts that I can grow in, and what's the foundational essence of who I am. And I think it's important to revisit those things periodically, because sometimes we do get into habits that we can grow from. Sometimes we do, stay inside of comfort zones because it's uncomfortable to go outside of a comfort zone. And, we make decisions throughout our life, and it's good to kind of check in every once in a while and figure out, okay, what parts of me are actually who I am fundamentally, and I need to honor that and keep my boundaries, versus what are areas that I'm experiencing some discomfort and I need to grow. One of the things that I kind of hit me today as I was talking to the Lord about this was, oftentimes we are confronted with situations that stretch us, and then sometimes we are confronted with situations where we're being asked to be something different from who we just fundamentally are. And if you are one of those people who's being confronted with that feeling of, man, I feel like I'm not okay the way I am, I need to change, I need to be different, I need to be like this other person because that other person is accepted, I just want to encourage you on something very quickly. And I'm tempted to give a horse analogy because horses is my passion, but I'm actually going to use a sports analogy because I feel like that's probably more accepted by the general community here. And I could be wrong on that, but it seems like it's probably a little easier to grasp. So if you need to win a race, we'll say 6-mile race, and you have a choice between two different people. You have somebody who is kind of shorter, stockier, tends to sprint quickly, or you have somebody who's taller, has a leaner muscle mass, and they tend to like to run long distances. Who are you going to choose to win your 6-mile race? Well, the answer is obvious, right? You're going to choose the person who is built to run the longer race, the endurance runner. Because if you choose the sprinter is going to be really, really fast right out of the chute, and then they're going to lose their ability to run fast as they're going because they're just not built for the long, long race. Similarly, if you have the person who is built for endurance, they are going to have a harder time running the short distance quite as efficiently because they're not built for it. They're built to run long distances, not short distances. So it might take them a little longer to speed up before they're able to actually hit their sweet spot and run for a long period of time. So my next point in that is, am I going to ask my sprinter to become an endurance runner? That's going to require me to ask them to probably have a longer stride, maybe be taller, have longer legs, have leaner muscle mass, right? We don't really think about these things on a practical level like that, but chances are we're not going to ask somebody who is physically built for something else to become what we need them to be in this moment, because we can see that they're better at other things. The sprinter is good at running fast in short distances. We're not going to ask them to run a 6-mile. So the same is true with who you are built to be fundamentally. And I want to tie this specifically, one of the areas I'm working through is, where am I on the introvert-extrovert scale? I'm pretty introverted. Doesn't mean I don't like people. I love people. I love to talk to people, but what I find is that I actually kind of use a lot of energy when I'm around a lot of people, and it takes me a while to recharge. And then there's other people in my life who they are actually energized when they're around people. Now, I'm not going to ask that person to become like me because they are built for something different. than what I'm built for. And I am built for something different from what they're built for. And that's actually a beautiful thing. And so I just want to encourage you that if you feel like you're not built right or there's something wrong with you, just look at the things that you're talented in. And what you're probably going to find is that the way that God made you is exactly the way that you should be made to be able to do the things that you're good at even better. And if you were built another way, you wouldn't be able to do those things as well as you can. You know, for me, just as an example, and to close up here, being a horsewoman, if I wasn't able to really focus and have patience and have that one-on-one time, sometimes it takes an enormous amount of my time to sit and train a horse that is trying to learn to, say, be patient. I might have to be out there all day teaching them to stand tied in order for me to work some of these rescue horses through some of their trauma. And so if I'm not somebody who can sit and be alone with my own thoughts, I'm not going to be as good at horse training. I'm probably going to train with a lot harsher method because I don't have the patience for them. Similarly, there are people who get into horse training, using a horse training example, and they need to turn around horses quickly. Like it's their livelihood. They need to train a colt, get it sold, and, get a new one, and that's how they're making money. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're built differently than the way that I'm built. Introverts tend to be more on the artistic, creative side. Not always, but it's common. And then extroverts tend to be more connection oriented, and they're able to make connections and have, great communications with lots of people. And that's a beautiful, beautiful gift. And so sometimes I ramble in these videos. I'm not the best at them, but I just really want my heart to come through for all of you that who you are is perfect. And if you are like somebody else, then who's going to replace you? So who you are, be you. Always grow. Growing is wonderful. When you feel like you're in your comfort zone, step out of that comfort zone and try something new. But guess what? You do not have to commit to that for the rest of your life. If you try something new and it's just not working with how you are made, how you like your database is calculated, thinking of like computers, then don't continue with it. And then just be comfortable with who you are because we need you. So I love you, and I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I've got lots of stuff to do today, so I'm going to hop off. But I love you all, and God bless you.